D&D Digest.
Okay, so we started off the campaign basically with the players doing their own backstories, but they had no connection to the campaign. They had no idea what was going on. They had no idea where it was going to start off. So to kind of play with that, each hero begins their campaign from a different point of view. And I described it to them, and this is how it goes. It's night. The rain pours down hard. Goel is at the edge of the tree line, waiting, axe at the ready. Hope stands robed, but in a circle of cultists. There's a coffin-sized rectangular slab before him. They see a female clad in white being dragged to the slab by another group of cultists. Achindra finds out she's the female, as I described that from her point of view, from her perspective. And then Chang finds out that he's beneath the slab, but that he's supposedly ready for an ambush. Achindra is thrown onto the cold hard slab, but she's told that she's also ready to attack. Thunder booms through the night, and the heroes are told that that's the signal. They roll for initiative, and fighting breaks out. Swords and axes, fire and fists, there's bloodshed, and victory seems close, until a single cultist remains. The cultist, badly wounded, laughs, and before they know it, decomposing bodies begin to emerge from the field around them. It's not a field, it's graveyard. And they're surrounded by a horde of zombies. Soulless eyes gleam through the fog. And there's a flash of light. Suddenly, the heroes are in the middle of a city square. People surround them, giving them offerings of food and gifts. They chant the adventurers' names, and children run around with wooden swords and axes pretending to be the heroes. They're celebrating you guys.
Oh.
Another flash of light. They're in a tavern. The energy is tremendous. A group of bards sing the heroes' names. An elder ranger offers a toast to the heroes, but he's interrupted by a drunk halfling that stumbles towards the players. He slurs his speech and can barely stand, but he mutters, "Tell us again? Tell us how you defeated the dragon." There's a blinding flash of white light. Wings! A silhouette of a dragon grows larger against the full moon. As its wings slowly unfurl, the moonlight shines through small holes in the leather-like fabric of its wings. The heroes slowly open their eyes. They're seated around a small campfire in the middle of a forest clearing, trees all around them. Across from them, on the other side of the campfire, is Ara Viserys. She's been training them for a few months, trying to help them recover their lost memories. The earliest memory that they have, collectively, is washing up on the shores of Ara's Cove. She's been using her magic to try and help them recall what led them there. As the wind shifts the flames, the light reveals the face of an older elf. Her presence is enchanting, despite the long scars alongside the left side of her face.
I don't remember.
It's been a while. This is a few sessions back, right? This is session number 1. A small child, a boy with bright hazel eyes and blonde bob-cut hair, his eyes wide, he leans close over a log to the hero's side. They all retire for the evening, and the next morning, Ara is rummaging through her things, eventually presenting a map to the players. It shows the location of an amulet not too far from Ara's home. Ara explains that Hope shouldn't have Bishop's ring. She explains that Bishop is her brother and that he would never part with it. But for some reason, Hope has it in his pocket. The players choose to travel on foot to the amulet's location. Achindra wanted to take the boats, but was outvoted. So they go by foot through the mountains to the location on their map.
They should have listened to me.
After a long day's journey, they eventually make it to a small forest clearing where a group of intellectual goblins are praying to a goblin statue. The statue holds up an amulet, the amulet. Goel startles the goblins with a loud stomp. Boom!
Oh, God.
They run for their weapons, panicked, but Chang yells out that they're there in peace. An elder goblin stops the horde of goblins and he says, "Wait!" And he approaches Chang. They share an awkward handshake, and the heroes are invited to pray and celebrate their god. They accept. After some chanting and bowing, Goel moves to the tree line and starts ripping trees out of the ground, making a display of his strength as a distraction. Achindra goes invisible and goes for the amulet. It's stuck, fused by magic to the stone goblin statue. She asks Chang for help. He hits the statue with his staff, breaking the arm off, and Achindra casts minor illusion to make sure that the statue appears unscathed. They look, but Chang makes a lame excuse about how his staff fell to the ground and that's what made that huge noise. They all believe him, though.
I remember that. That's my moment.
They leave the goblins and head back into the woods. On their way back, they come across two orc boys, Branch and Berg. They're lost and ask the heroes for help.
They're cute.
Hope accepts on behalf of the group, and they eventually reach a decrepit bridge of stone. Goel leaps the entirety of the bridge, landing like a dainty little ballerina. Chang and Hope jump across and make it across just fine. Achindra almost falls into the hole in the center of the bridge, but Chang is able to help her up. We find out that Achindra is left-handed here.
Am I?
When they reach the orc campsite, the orc boys run to their mother. They don't see anyone there, but can hear chains and shackles from within the many tents in the area. The orc boy's mother is in distress. She moves with desperation, trying to get them into the tent. She looks towards the horizon. The sun is almost set. She looks panicked, flustered. The boys are just within the canopy of the tent when the shade of the night sky reaches the orc mother. She stops, still as a statue. From her spine, dark tendrils begin to spread across her body. Her body convulses and her muscles expand. Her eyes go black and her teeth grow sharp and long. The orc boys cry out to their mother. She hunches over and attacks one of the boys, her teeth digging into his skin.
So the mom transformed.
Yes.
I remember this. I was so scared.
The heroes run to them. Goel is barely able to restrain her. Branch is bleeding out. Chang looks for shackles, something to restrain her, while Hope tends to the orc boy, desperately praying. Hope yells into the tent, asking if the mother can be stopped. All he gets in response is a solemn, "It's too late," from a silhouette deep within the tent. The orc mother bites into Goel. The dark tendrils beneath her skin shake and she grows in height. She's massive, but they're eventually able to pin her to the ground, shackle her neck and her limbs. Achindra approaches and casts a light
This is my moment.
onto the shackle around her neck. Veins of white light spread across the orc mother's body. Her form returns to its former state, but a shadow of darkness looms over her body. The shadow looks almost alive. They try to carry the mother to the orc's tent, but they refuse her. They look for and eventually find a cave, bringing the orc mother with her. The shadow looms over her body, following everywhere the orc mother goes. Achindra takes some time and attunes to the amulet that they found. There's a rush of energy that flows through her and white light shoots from her eyes. The shadow dissipates. And then a voice comes from within Achindra, a voice not her own.
I don't remember this part.
It's the voice of Mar.
Who's Mark?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. It's been a long time. So who's Mark again?
Achindra speaks of Zerhus. He's the god of chaos and death.
That one.
And the god of misery. She describes a great war of gods and how the realm suffered through this age. Mar, the god of light,
God of light.
gave these amulets to his
Just
avatars.
testing you.
Yeah. So Mar gave these amulets to his avatars of light to fight back against Zerhus' armies.
It's a good review for me.
Yeah. Zerus and cursed creatures and people across the land to fight back against the avatars. This included the orcs. The amulet that they had found was an amulet of Mar, which is why you were able to purge that shadow. So, after some deliberating, they decide to bring the orc mother and the amulet back to Ara. She says, upon finding it, that it's been damaged and rushes to attune herself to it. Achindra gets jealous. She's like, wait, there can't be more than one person attuned to that, right? Meanwhile, the sun sets, and as the moonlight reaches the orc mother, she awakes suddenly. She asks the heroes to keep her children safe, and then her body turns to a white ash. Chang collects the ashes. Ara rushes to the campfire clearing and puts the heroes back into a dream state. They're back on the cultist battlefield, surrounded by undead. Bishop, Ara's brother, emerges from the forest, an army right behind him. His soldiers plow down the zombies while he rides straight for the dragon. The cultist, atop the dragon, changes form. His fingers become long and sharp. He grabs Bishop by the neck and almost to himself says, "I like this one." The cultist flies away into the night atop the dragon.
I don't remember that.
There's a flash of light. The heroes are back in Solmar, but it's covered in ash and corpses. They hear cries for help and see Bishop sitting atop his horse in the middle of the town. He looks different. There's a darkness to him. Ara pulls them back to consciousness. She says to the heroes, "Bishop's been corrupted. He's going for the king. You must stop him. Don't let Bishop march." And that was the end of session 1.
Ah, that's why it's Bishop's March.
Yeah.
That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
I remember those exciting moments.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully it sheds some light on what happened and the events that follow in session 2. And if you like this series, please hit like, and it might lead to more. I thought it would be a good idea to do a summary, just whether or not we had technical difficulties with the session. So if you like it, let us know. If you didn't like it, or if you wanted it to be a bit different, maybe leave that in the comments below. Do subscribe if you do want to see more content like this.
Yes, please.
I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, adventurers.